Hello and welcome to our first session.
Carol, I think you're forgetting to introduce yourself.
Oh, you're right. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is true. Oh my gosh, I'm totally forgetting about myself. Thank you. I am Carol. So I've been in the crypto and the Web3 space for since 2016, actually, from various projects as a marketing and branding. Have worked with some of small and bigger brands and developed a lot of into the hacking and product marketing. So that's pretty much it. And I'm very curious about what the Web3 is, where it's taking us, and what else we can actually find. So that's about me. Thanks for reminding me. Today, we came together to share with you all, dearest audience in the Web3 space, news, comments, and opinions of this young, innovative, and exciting industry. So we will share our views and thoughts from different angles, like, for example, the recruiting and specialized talents, the incubation and fundraising, some of the little bit about the product, the marketing, and the various hacks projects in the Web3 are nowadays hustling for the purpose of gaining users. So all of that and more. So this is a place you want to stick around and have some fun. And for this first episode, we'll talk more about each of our professional experiences, our passions, and the why we are in the Web3 in our careers and why not lives. So now I want to let my superstar co-hosts and good friends take the floor. So one by one, why don't we start with Finley? So please have a short and sweet intro. Who are you? What you do? And how excited are you about this first session?
Hi, my name is Finley. In my day job, I work as a programs and partnerships lead at F10, a fintech and a Web3 focused incubator and accelerator. On the side, I also co-founded a Web3 mentorship program called Unjargon together with Sangeeta, whom you'll hear from later, and also Kimberly, who does marketing at a Layer 1 blockchain company. So as part of my day job, I work closely with startups to help them scale and prepare for investor fundraising. So it has been an amazing experience being right in the center of the innovation storm. And I hope to be able to share some thoughts and observations from this experience.
Awesome. Well, that is fantastic. And yeah, we are so excited to learn more about it and develop in a second. So let's move on to Sangeeta. Same question for you. So who are you, what you do, and how excited are you about this session?
Yeah, hi guys. So my name is Sangeeta and I'm actually a Web3 technology recruiter. So during my day job, I actually focus more on the product and design space. So I partner with tech companies to help them recruit product managers as well as designers to grow their teams. So on the side note, like as what Finley mentioned, I co-founded this little Web3 project called Unjargon. And yeah, I'm super excited about this podcast and really excited about what the Web3 space can actually bring to all of us.
Yay! That is actually exciting. And now let's move on into telling our audience how we actually met, because it's actually interesting. So do you guys want to share how we met the first time and how we ended up in this place today?
Yeah, for sure. I think as it is with most meetings, it's quite an act of serendipity, right? I got into my current role overseeing this Web3 program where my previous predecessor actually brought in Carol yourself to be a speaker for our one of our master classes on branding, and I think that was our first time meeting. That's right.
Yeah, that's exactly how we met. That's true. And then how did we meet, Sangeeta? Let me think.
I can share. I remember I reached out to you via LinkedIn.
Right.
And I literally asked you out. Yeah, so Yeah, I was trying to connect with more people within the Web3 space because I was actually very curious. And I know that the only way to learn about this really crazy industry is to connect with people in the industry. And then I came across Carol's LinkedIn profile. And then I was was quite impressed by her profile. And I really wanted to meet her and just get to know her on a personal level. And yeah, that's how we met.
That is actually true. That was funny that you said it like you asked me out. That sounds so romantic. Yeah, and then we ended up having this idea of putting together ladies in the Web3 and all connected together, and then discuss more of possible alignments. And then that's why we set up a Friday meeting, and then we ended up you guys ended up meeting as well, right? That's how it happened as well. So we were expecting some other people as well. They just didn't show up, sadly. But it was us. It was us, which is good. Awesome. So, okay, that is really cool stuff. And now let's move on a little bit more into the our passions, the why we are here in the Web3, why we are picking this special industry because, and I say it's special because it has gone through various ups and downs, and most recently more downs than ups. So it feels a little stressing in terms of like, why are we here? I don't know if you guys ask yourselves the question like, why am I doing this? Because I feel myself in that position. So let's talk about your passions and the reason why you are in the Web3.
Right. So maybe I can just go first myself. Well, I've heard about blockchain for the longest time, right? But back then it was more of an abstract concept. Like it was not something that I was in touch with really. I was hearing all the fads, the hype surrounding, cryptocurrency at first, and then later on NFTs as well. The whole idea behind the technology really drew me in, the idea that it could be that so many aspects of our life could be democratized. But the thing is that the trends that I've been seeing now are still very much hype driven. And then that has kind of led to a lot of I guess you can call it like scams or rug pulls, but sometimes it's just, it's just part of the innovation cycle when startups fail as well. So people do, I guess, hold off in general on entering the market because they are afraid that they may lose their assets or any investments that they make in this space. But I do feel that there is a lot of potential for the technology itself, and I do think that there's a lot of space for it to grow still. We are only in the front few cycles of the innovation cycle, as I mentioned. So I'm really looking forward to creating better conversations in the space, to be able to educate people about how to take the appropriate risk, mitigate your risk appropriately in this space as well. So hopefully we can actually grow the community, grow the user base, and in that way grow the industry.
Yeah, that is exciting. Thank you for sharing, Finley. What about you, Sangeeta? What's your passions and the reason of being in the Web3? What's your vision for the Web3 as well?
Okay, so from my take comes from a different angle from Finley. So I come from the recruitment space, right? So the idea, like how I got into it, is because I was getting more clients within the blockchain space, and in order to work with them, I need to know stuff as well. So my hopes and my passion for the Web3 space is to reduce to try to help to mitigate the fears of entering the industry, because like what Finley said, mentioned, like there's a lot of scams, and there's a lot of people that I speak to that really struggle to understand the technology behind it, and because of that it acts like a barrier to them, like finding jobs within that space as well. So my hope, and I hope that maybe through this podcast, we can actually try to educate some of these people of the space, and also hopefully, even if they don't want to enter, at least they should consider, like, have some basic knowledge about that.
Yeah, that's actually quite interesting, and I have to say that it's really cool to have the different angles. At least the three of us, we have different angles from where to come to the Web3 as well. So from my end, my passion actually started like years ago. It's about to be 7 years since I got involved into the crypto investment at that time, and it was mostly in terms of how to an alternative way to earn income or passive income towards, wealth management, if you call it. So that was and has been always my main motivation to be part of this industry, as in helping individuals from different backgrounds to start building their personal finances, and that blended with my professional background in terms of marketing and branding. I've been involved in creating real content, educational content, and helping people to understand the basis of investing in crypto itself, and obviously avoiding the scams, avoiding everything that is out there. So that is pretty much the reason why I I jump into crypto space in the first place, and then now with the new generation of blockchain and technology, with the NFT and the possibilities that we see for the Web3 itself, that is actually quite interesting. And although there are more to explore towards what we can do, what other industries outside of the fintech can do, it's quite interesting to see where the Web3 itself is going to take us. So yeah, that's pretty much my experience and my passion, why I believe in Web3. So I wanted to ask you ladies as well, in terms of like, what would be your recommendation to other individuals or possible professionals? Would you recommend them to be part, something like Sangeeta was saying, learn at least something about this industry, because possibly we would all be affected at some point? Would you recommend that, or would you recommend them to just stay away? Because right now it's very, very scary. What would you recommend?
I'm going to be a bit shameless, and I'm going to sell Unjargon at this point in time and say, join us at Unjargon. We actually do have like regular fireside chats together, as well as I mentioned, like having open discussions about it. So I do think that, like, yes, I think the industry feels a little bit scary right now with everything that's going on with FTX and all these big names that were being betted on by huge VCs are not going well, right? It might look like a bad time to come in, but I think that as it is with any quiet moments, is always a good time to then learn more about it. So the whole idea about this bear markets, right, is that it's really good for learning. It's a good opportunity for you to understand why your behemoths are failing, learn about why things happen the way they are right now, and it's a good chance to actually meet people, because people aren't exactly too busy. So it's a good chance to kind of pull your experts aside and say, like, and do better discussions and have better conversations with them.
That's actually a really good takeaway. I appreciate that. I would add as well that it's a good way to see the positive side. That's how it sounded. That it sounded like you said, Finley, in terms of like, yes, right now it's a very, very shady moment in terms of the crypto and the VC itself, but yet it's a good moment to pick up the learning and the connections. So that's positive side. I like that, to see the positive side of everything. Yeah. What do you think, Sangeeta? What would you recommend? Mostly in your end, I'm curious, because I've been in that position of like projects hiring people, and people have no idea about the industry. Would you recommend them to jump in, to learn about it, or just stay away? This is not going to take you anywhere.
I don't think you can actually stay away. I mean, it's all over the news, right? People are talking about it. So, but I feel like with every new technology and with every new era, there's going to be a lot of mistakes. There's going to be ups and downs. So right now, yeah, things are not going well, but I feel like this is a time where experts are actually learning, because it is still very new. Like even the government, I'm sure even the government is learning as well. Like a lot of companies are right now setting up innovation labs, like metaverse related departments, to get experts to come in and see how they can actually integrate the new technologies that blockchain has into their traditional industries. So I think this is the time where we actually learn and implement the new studies, so that this sort of situation does not ever happen again. Because yeah, lots of millions of dollars are being lost, but there is something new that we can learn from that. So I don't think we can actually stay away, but it is good for us to read and speak to people who actually know, and at least get some basic understanding about it, so that we are up to date with our knowledge.
Yeah, that's actually very wise that you said. I want to ask the last question to you guys for today's session only, because I really want to tell the audience as well that for the next sessions, we will be more unwrapping the in detail in terms of like case studies and our personal experiences within the Web3, and so forth, some more in detail. So that is coming up in the next sessions. But today, let's go around the last question in terms of like, it sounds like the takeaway of today is the learning, the exploring, the connecting, and then, be more involved towards preparing yourself to avoid any other possible crisis or similar crisis in the future. So what would be your recommendation? Like, what are your platforms for learning? Like, you read, you listen, you connect with people, you talk to people, you listen to their news. What do you do, or what would you recommend if you have to item down probably 2-3 main tools or platforms, sources where to collect information from your angle? Because like from Sangeeta, I guess it's more like from their talent acquisition. Like if I'm looking for a job, what should I be doing right now to jump into the Web3? And then from Finley perspective, I don't know, from projects side, they are launching their projects or their business ideas, and what they should know within the space, where to find information.
Right. So I think maybe my recommendations will be more for the general public, like anybody who's just interested to find out more about Web3 and blockchain trends. I mean, everyone on Web3 is on Telegram, right, Carol, as you know as well. So whenever we go out on like networking meetings, we're always connecting with everyone on Telegram. Telegram is a great way to start. There are lots and lots of really good chats where you can can just be a silent contributor, just be plugged into those chats, and then see what are the things that people are discussing on. If anything catches your mind, go read up on it a little bit more. There are a few popular chats like Coin Bureau Insider, like Dieppe University, that we also heard from one of our speakers at the Unjargon meeting. And then another good way, or the way that I learn best, is to actually meet people face to face and to have actual discussions with them. So I typically look at events on Eventbrite. So those are actually a good way to start to look for small meetup groups where you can speak more to people and try to understand and test your knowledge out a little bit better as well.
That's actually very insightful. And now I think a little bit more post-pandemic, we're speaking about the reality from Singapore, but other countries as well, they are more, open to large gatherings. So it's a moment to come out from the cocoon that we've been for the last 3 years because of the pandemic, and start connecting with people, say hi, and like you said, meet in person, and start waking up the the extroversion within each one, because sometimes we got already very used to be indoors and just through the screens, it's a little scary to step out of the house. So I think it's a good moment to step out and connect with people as well. That's actually very insightful. Thank you. What do you think, Sangeeta? What would you recommend? Where are your to-go platforms or go-to platforms, the opposite side, to learn?
Okay, first of all, you guys can go and follow Unjargon. So it is for those people who struggle to understand Web3 because of its complicated terms. So yeah, you guys can go and follow us on Instagram. It's unjargon.me. And yeah, but besides that, like for me personally, how I learn is really through networking events. I think that's the only way where you can actually get into discussions, in-depth discussions with people within the industry. So that's where I learn. And besides that, I do learn quite a bit via LinkedIn and also podcasts. So one of the podcasts that I listen to is like Web3 for newbies. So it's really great, and they actually also categorize their sessions via like for example, cryptocurrency, blockchain versus Web3. So it's a very good platform for those who are new to Web3 to also go and listen to their podcasts. So yeah.
I think at the end of it, right, like there is also, I feel like, and I think Sangeeta, you can also acknowledge this as well, right, that when in the process of trying to like understand or learn more about this space, we often meet people who are kind of like speak beyond their own knowledge, if I can put that like very nicely, like and later on you might find that the things that they have shared is not too accurate. So which is why True, right, Sangeeta? So like I feel like this is why networking is like really important, because I think that sometimes when you have met the person face to face and you know their background, you can also get a sense of whether the information that you are getting is legitimate or not. And of course, whatever information you get from whoever it is, do go up, read up, and then try to form your own opinions or your own thoughts about that as well. I think that's really important because, as I said, like this whole industry is very hype driven. People do actually speak a lot about like certain projects or certain trends that sounds really good, but the logic behind it sometimes not so wise. And then like if you don't do your own research post that, it's very easy to kind of buy into all this hype, and that's very dangerous as well.
Yeah, that's true. I totally get you, Lee. So yeah, that's also the reason why I feel like it's the only way to really get yourself immersed in Web3 is to network and really build your knowledge around it.
Yeah, actually, it's very interesting that you're saying that, because within the crypto space, probably it's quite hot in terms of like either you get it right or you get it very wrong. So, and that definitely happens because of the massive information out there, and it is crucial that you go back to your own research and like you say, Finlay, form your own opinion around it, being aware that it's easy to get influenced by probably miscommunicated information. So I appreciate that. Yeah, that what you say right now. So from my side, what I've been doing is pretty much I'm a book lover. So I'm constantly reading books as much as possible, and as fast as possible. So in terms of crypto books, in the last 6 months, I would say the various authors, they are actively launching information about the investment, what I know, for example, investment, NFT, Ethereum, and after the merge with Ethereum, even Vitalik Buterin, he launched his own book as well. So I'm a book lover and I'm constantly reading about them. So that's something that I would recommend everyone, like get yourself a really good book and learn from there. And I do echo, Sangeeta, what you say in terms of the podcast, because podcasts are, besides being fun, because you get to see the friendly side of every professional or person. It's also very educational. You get to learn a lot. So I remember last time you, Sangeeta, and Finley as well, you recommended your own podcast. So I've been listening to your recommendations as well. It's quite fun. So I really like that. So I'm that kind of person who would be like talking to people like, what's your podcast? What you're listening to? And then I will be, digging in as well to get a touch of other people's recommendations. So I really appreciate that. So to me, it's books and podcasts as well. So exchange podcasts with people. That's what I possibly will say. All righty. So to end this session today, I think we have started out this first session with getting to know each other in terms of like what your backgrounds are, and then the vision, and how you see the Web3, and how much you like it to be in there as well. So for the next sessions, like I said earlier, I really would like to focus on case studies or experiences that you want to share from your end, the news, because the news are nonstop. We just faced the FTX situation recently. So we've been in that where, I don't know for you ladies, but I'm still in shock. That's
it is. Yeah, it's quite shocking. It's quite, especially for the fact that Temasek also invested. So that was a shock as well. So yeah,
I think as we are doing this podcast here, right, I'm also scrolling Instagram, still looking at news as well. And like, I'm just seeing like how Binance, OKX, Bybit suspending UST and USDC on Solana. So it's like, yeah, news is always moving, always changing. And this space is moving so fast.
Yep. What you thought it was happening yesterday, today is totally different. So news are definitely changing. And we are making this session and the next ones to talk about the news, the comments, the experience, and the case study. So for everyone else, stick around. And that is from me and everyone else in the Web3. You are more than welcome to join us every time. And this session and the next session. Thank you, ladies, for being here, and bye for now.